everyone, it's Joe here from Draft FPL and welcome to a weekly series helping you find some good value free agents and waiver pickups in Draft FPL. Before I get started, I just want to let you all know that the Gameweek 37 cheat sheet is live for all Patreon members. It includes a full double game week guide where I've gone in depth on each of the double game week teams to help you make the best possible decisions. Now's the perfect time to try the Patreon out with just a couple of weeks left. You can sign up, use it to win your league, and then if it's not for you or you just don't fancy it, you can just cancel. That's absolutely fine. I honestly do think it is well worth the investment. I put a lot of time into it, so at least just check it out and see what you think. Right, let's get stuck into the best waiver picks for Game Week 37, and we're starting with a double game weeker. It's Colwill of Brighton. I think looking at how Brighton got on against Arsenal at the weekend, it's clear that they're still a very, very good side, and with Webster out for the season, I think Colwill's absolutely nailed on. I don't see any way that he doesn't start the remaining 3 games. Saints at home for the first fixture is just absolutely brilliant. You could not ask for a better fixture. And then City at home in the second one of the double is sort of the bonus game. At the very least it could be just an extra 2 points. But City have likely already won the league by that game, so Brighton having top 4 to chase for, they may well end up sneaking a result. We do often see crazy things happen when teams have nothing to play for. Colwill available in 91% of leagues, so there's a very good chance he's available. I think he should be probably pretty much everyone's first choice waiver this week. The Brighton defence is really strong, great fixtures, double game week. What more can you ask for? The only person you might put ahead of him in your waivers is Varane, available in 46% of leagues. He's back from injury, and I suspect he starts the remaining 3 games as well. United's defence kind of is making a little bit more sense now. It looks like for the remainder of the season it will probably be Shaw left back, Varane and Lindelof at centre back, and then one of Wan-Bissaka or Dalot at right back. I probably would go for Wan-Bissaka to be more likely, but I wouldn't want to pick one of them for my teams because I'm just not that confident, to be honest. The fixtures for United are amazing. Bournemouth away, Chelsea at home, Fulham at home in the last 3. Does not get any better than that. Varane is available in 46% of leagues, so there is a pretty decent chance he is free. Lindelof still is like 60% free, so I'd also go for him if he's free, but likely one of the 2 is free. And I just think, I'm probably going to end up having 3 United defenders this game week, which isn't the worst thing in the world when they've clearly got the best fixtures, but it is kind of an all eggs in one basket situation. Next up, we've got Kiwior of Arsenal, available in 83% of draft leagues. Arsenal's title challenge has crumbled now with that defeat to Brighton, but that might not be the worst thing in the world for their actual results and fantasy output. The pressure is now completely off, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some better performances in the last 2 game weeks. The fixtures are amazing. Forest away, Wolves at home. It doesn't get too much better than that. Forest obviously have a lot to play for. They're trying to stay up, but I think they're going to be very defensive. They're going to try and hit Arsenal on the break, which they may well do. I wouldn't be surprised to see Forest score in this game, but just going on the pure probability statistic side of it, Arsenal do have a really strong chance at a clean sheet this game week, and especially in game week 38. I think that's probably the most likely clean sheet in game week 38 is Arsenal at home to Wolves. As you would see if you are a Patreon member, Wolves are the worst attack in the league by a distance. They're bottom of all the metrics for attack. So I really, really like this play for game week 38. But, the fact that he has a good fixture in 37 is a bonus as well. On to midfielders then, and I'm not just picking him because he's just scored a brace. I'm hoping, I can't believe he's still available in 95% of leagues. I've picked him in these videos, I think 2 or 3 times now, every time he's scored. This time it was a brace. I picked him last week. I was sure, some people might listen and go for him. I personally picked him up. Curtis Jones is actually my most picked player across any draft league, so you couldn't believe how happy I was last night when he scored that second goal. I think I own him in 4 out of 6 leagues. And his form has been brilliant for quite a while now. It's not just the brace and the goal he scored a couple of game weeks ago. His form is really, really good. I see there's no doubt in my mind he's going to play the last 2 games. And Liverpool have got 2 really good fixtures, and they absolutely need 2 wins to stay in the hunt for top 4. So I think they've got everything to play for, and I think Jones is just a really, really good pick at the moment. Villa are a half decent defence, but they're miles better at home compared to they are away. So I do think that having to go to Anfield, Liverpool are a good bet this week to score a couple of goals. Next up is Harrison of Leeds, available in 31% of leagues. It's West Ham away this week, which is a good fixture, but it doesn't scream out to you as an amazing fixture. But West Ham do have the second leg of their Europa Conference League semi-final against AZ on Thursday night. This game's on Sunday. It's a quick turnaround. I imagine whatever happens in that second leg is going to be quite a draining experience for West Ham, and I think they're probably just going to get rolled over by Leeds here. Big Sam will know everything about that. He'll be ready for it. He'll have the players primed and ready to go. West Ham will probably be a bit leggy, a little bit drained, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Leeds turn them over here. So on that theme, I've picked Harrison because he's like the obvious choice. The rest are a little bit tricky. Bamford's been starting, but he had a terrible game against Newcastle, including missing a penalty. Rodrigo's been starting, but he's quite highly owned. I think what may well happen is that Rodrigo starts through the middle, Bamford loses his place, and Nonto starts on the right. So Nonto is another option you could go for, Rodrigo as well. Harrison seems the most likely to start, so he's my favourite. But I think all of them are pretty decent options because, as I said, I do expect a few goals against West Ham. Last couple of mids, I've gone for Raheem Sterling. He's only available in 27% of leagues, but seeing as pretty much all of those 27% have dropped him in the last month or so, there are quite a few of active leagues where he is available. I've just recently picked him up before his brace this week, which worked out quite nicely. So he's got the double game week this week. It's a horrible game week. City away, United at home. I've just realised it's actually City away, United away, not City away, United at home. But it is a double game week, even though it is 2 tough away games. But you feel like at the moment, if anyone's going to do anything for Chelsea, it's probably going to come through Sterling, who's by far their best player against Forest. Obviously got the brace, but there wasn't really much else going on for Chelsea. They're just in absolutely shocking form. But you do think if they're going to get any kind of returns, Sterling's going to be involved. In a similar vein, Anthony, available in 25% of leagues. United actually do have really good fixtures. They've got a great double game week. And then Fulham at home in 38 is strong as well. Anthony had a really good game against Wolves. He only got, I think, just the 1 assist, but it could have been much better. He had so many chances. The amount of shots he gets, it just seems like he's going to have that fluky game week where he scores a few goals because he's just taking that many shots. United are playing pretty well at the moment, and Bruno has basically realised he can just put it onto Anthony's left foot over and over again, and Anthony's just going to keep shooting, which kind of suits Bruno owners as well because he's creating a load of chances for Anthony. And I just think, with Rashford probably out, I think Anthony's kind of nailed either way on the right. But with Rashford probably out, Anthony's going to get more of that shot share percentage, which is quite a handy thing, without Rashford taking more of the shots away from him. So I just think if he is free, it's only 25% of leagues, but if he is free, I think he's a really good pick. On to forwards then, and we've got Enciso again. I know I picked him last week, but I just wanted to double confirm that, I'm still backing him. Available in 42% of draft leagues. I'm recording this obviously before the Newcastle games, so I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I like Ferguson as well. I think both of them are good picks. I'd happily pick up both of them if they were free. They both got similar ownership. I think Enciso's slightly more likely to play because he's got more. He can play on the right, he can play on the left, and he can play at number 10, whereas Ferguson is kind of only one way he can play, and that's up front, so he's like directly competing with Welbeck. Whereas Enciso has, a bit more flexibility. I think I'm pretty confident he's going to start at least one of the double game week games, probably both, to be honest, because March is now out for the season. I think it's very likely we see Enciso start both of these games, either on the right or behind Ferguson. So I just think he's a good pick. Brighton are the most creative team in the league at the moment. They're creating more chances than any other team, including City. So I think if you can get a share of that Brighton attack, you'll be absolutely laughing. And finally, we've got Cunha, available in 81% of leagues. Cunha's kind of, under the radar transformed Wolves' attack. I mean, their attack is still bad, really bad. They're actually the worst attack in the league. Cunha at least has the potential to get some attacking returns. He's kind of the only one really that shoots. They do have Everton at home this week, which is a really good fixture. Everton's defence is not good at all. Even under Dyche, it's not really got any better. They're playing kind of better as a team, but they're not conceding any less chances than they were before. So I do think Cunha's got a chance to get a goal or two here. I'm just thinking, if you're desperate for a striker, he's available in a lot of leagues. He's definitely going to play. I think he's not a bad shout. And that wraps up my picks for Game Week 37. Thank you all for watching. As I said at the start, please do hit that Patreon link. Have a little look at the Game Week cheat sheet. I do honestly think it's probably the best thing I've created on this channel. I think it's really useful. It's got everything you could need. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And we will see you next time.